Hi everyone, welcome to Love Light in Stereo. Today I want to talk about two very useful books that I feel like everyone should have on hand. Now, this does not come from like a doomsday type of oh no, kind of thing. It comes from just a natural common sense type of place. Because, if something happens, the power goes out, something like that for quite a while. I personally was in the Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles, was super fortunate to have power, all right, in Burbank, where I was, but all of my neighboring towns, suffered well, not all of them, but many of them had like no power for a very long time. So these things can happen to all of us, and it's not like we can go and just type in what we need then. And, so it's a really good idea to have a couple books on hand for such things. So one that I highly suggest is this book. It is called The Art of Shen Ku. I know that sounds odd, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. And it is by Zeke. I love that. It's just Zeke. Now, this book has like every possible, I don't know. I don't think there's anything this person has not covered in this book. It's got a great section on just basic, like kind of survival techniques. It's got a great section on like identifying certain foods, stuff like that. It's even got all kinds of crazy things. Like it's got a full-on like reflexology chart. I mean, there's just like so many different things here. Acupressure. Yeah, there's there's like pages on acupressure in this book. Just tons of things like that. I know that sounds kind of odd. Yeah, look, reference to herbal functions and identifying, things of that nature. Let's see, what else? It even has like how to tie like a sailor's knot. There's also a great little section on here on like self-defense. There's even a section that teaches basic Aikido moves and things like that. Yeah, here's like juice fasting, aromatherapy, let's see, pulse diagnosis, right? I mean, this is like just how to deal with bullies and bandits. And there's a few pages on those types of things. Let's see. There's also, let's see if I go here to I think it's more in the front. Yeah, look, how to make shelters in survival situations and how to get water in survival situations. There is so much jam-packed in this book. It's crazy. And it's not like it goes in depth to everything, but it is enough to give you what you need. So it's not like, oh, that sounds great, but it's not really useful information because there's so many things in here, but it actually is useful information that's all packed in this book. So it's very cool. It's very interesting. I mean, the actual title, it's called The Art of Shen Ku, and then it says, the first intergalactic art form of the entire universe. So the guy who wrote it, he kind of has a sense of humor. I have no idea who the author is, or, I haven't looked him up. I don't know much about him, but I can just imagine like he's just some kind of like really unique person, right? But there's like this whole amazing compact information in this book, and it could be very useful. There's things, yeah, like I said, how to find water and things like that. Let's see, how to survive disaster situations also. It's just basically a book of good common sense and also basic techniques for things. Okay, so I highly recommend that one. The other one is a little bit, it's not like that one whatsoever, but it's just commonly recommended on like I used to be really big into like survivalism and things like that. Not so much as like, again, not coming from like that like doomsday kind of way. It's just that my brother actually is very good at these types of things and always has been, and so it kind of spurred an interest. He used to like brain tan hides and things like that. So and make his own shelters out of or willow branches and things like that, wiki-ups. So, I have an interest in this kind of stuff, but I think it's smart to have some things on hand because you never know. I mean, if, power goes out for, a couple weeks, God forbid longer, and here we go. So this is called Where There Is No Doctor. And this book is based on more like village healing. All right. So it's not necessarily like it's going to be all the most pleasantest, is that a word? Ways to go about things. But as I recall, I haven't really looked at this book for a long time, but I think there was even things like how to pull a tooth and, stuff like that, because again, if something happens and like you don't really have all of, when something is stuck in the throat, these are good examples of just good things to have on hand, so that's what I got for you guys. Kind of a little, it's not necessarily like a spiritual thing, but in a way it is. This whole channel isn't necessarily always going to be, oh my God, you must go within. Although I wish it were. It should be that. But I like to give other suggestions too. So check those out and hope you enjoy them. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.